Is this supposed to be this hard? Flynn, welcome back to Belanana Lab. In the previous Flynn experiment, someone in the comments suggested something interesting. Can you test Flins on a local legend in a Fontaine, the Vivian or Ninian Lake? And honestly, that sounded like a perfect lab experiment. So today, we are doing exactly that. But there is one rule for this test. We start with Flins completely alone. Every time Flins dies, we add one more teammate to the team. So the question for today is simple. How much support does Flynn actually need to win this fight? Test number 1, Flins Solo versus Vivian of the Lake. No teammates, no support. Let's see how far he can get. Ooh. Cannon? Ah! Okay. This is not easy, honestly. Why has low damage? Ah! Is this supposed to be this hard? This is about tactics. How to defeat you. The numbers are low. No. This is only first try. I'm doing pretty well. The ult was okay-ish, 50%. That's not bad with this all running. Wow, this is actually a good experiment that I'm wasting my faith. Okay, I'm gonna stop the fight right here. It took a lot longer than I expected. Even though Vivian is Hydro based and we know Flint usually likes Hydro interaction, the Luna charge attack damage isn't as strong as we expected. So my guess is that Flynn is probably missing the Moonwheel support. So instead of finishing the fight and turn into a 4-day experiment, I'm leaving Vivian with just a little HP left so we can move to the test number 2. Now Flins is no longer alone. We are adding Aino as the first support to see if this changes the fight and helps Flins finish Vivian faster. Let's see how much difference one teammate can make. Okay, let's see Aino support. Even though I feel kind of it's useless here, but you never know. He's immune to this. Actually, there's a little bit more damage than expected. There we go. It didn't go as planned, but definitely a little bit more damage, much more faster. Only because Aino is in it. I don't even think to have to use anything with Aino. Oh, there we go, she's dead. Only because Aino is in the team, even dead, still goes higher damage. So, you don't need to use even Aino here. You just need to stand in the team, that's it. Alright, test number 2 is done. Aino is a Hydra and Vivian of the Lake is also a Hydra, which means Vivian is basically immune to everything Aino does. But something interesting happened. At one point my Aino actually died, but I decided to keep testing. Flins was still doing higher damage than in the solo test, which means Aino doesn't even need to fight. She just needs to exist in the team, and Flins already benefits from it. Alright, time for test number 3. Now we're adding Inefa to the team. The idea here is simple. Inefa should give Flins more protection, which means less dodging and hopefully a smoother fight. So now the team will be Flins, Aino and Inefa. Let's see if this makes the fight easier. Okay, let's see this team now. It should be easier though. Oh god. Oh! Even though that cannon looks a little bit scary, it shouldn't damage me too much, but I can see that already it damaged the shield of Inefa, which is not fun. No! So the shield of Inefa doesn't help a lot here for protection. Hell no. Definitely it goes pretty fast now, the fight. The numbers are fantastic. I like it. Okay, let's see. Actually, that's a nice damage. I died. I died. No, run away. All right. Test number 3 is done. It didn't go exactly as planned. Vivian only needed one splash from her cannon attack and the shield was basically gone, so the protection wasn't as strong as expected. However, something else improved. Flint's burst and plunging attacks were hitting much higher numbers and the damage actually looked pretty good. The fight definitely went smoother than the previous test, but right before finishing Vivian, Flint died, which means it's time for the final test. For this last fight, we're adding Lauma to the team. So now the team is Flins Aino, Inefa, and Lauma. This time the goal is simple: defeat Vivian of the Lake. And let's see how fast Flins can finish the fight with the full team support. Okay, now this shouldn't be a problem, right? I hope so. No! Oh my god. I'm gonna be defeated before I say ah! Oh la 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 la. It is faster, but bro. No! Oh my god, we can do it. We can do it. No, I know. I know he's alive. I know he's dead. I know Flins is alive. He's alive. No, Lauma is dead. Oh my god. Definitely not Jose. Yeah, there you go. We can do this. You're the best though. Come on. Wow. Whew. That was intense. Actually, that was a little bit tougher than I thought. Alright, final test results. The fight was actually tougher than I expected. With 4 characters on the team, there was a lot of switching, and honestly, I probably switched at the wrong timing a few times. Because of that, Aino and Lauma both died during the fight. But even with that happening, the result was very different from the previous tests. Okie dokie. Final verdict. First, Flins SOLO can actually defeat Vivian of the Lake, but it requires a lot of pro dodging and a lot of patience and pretty long fight. We added Aino. Flins already started doing higher lunar charge damage. Thanks to Aino's passive talent, she provides a moon sign, which helps increase Flins' damage. Small note, my Aino is C6, so she gives a bit more support than a normal Aino would. Then we added Inefa, and this is where the damage started to increase a lot more. With Inefa's shield talent and her little robot, we basically get another lunar interaction. So Flint's attacks are stacking with Inefa's effect and the numbers go even higher. And finally, we added Lauma for extra off-field support. She can just drop her skill, trigger Lunar Bloom, and that boosts the overall damage even more. So even though a couple of characters died during the final fight, the result was very clear. My C0 Flins with Inefa C0, Lauma C0 and Aino C6 can defeat Vivian of the Lake pretty smoothly and much faster with a full team. So the conclusion is simple. Flins can beat Vivian alone, but honestly, Flins prefer friends. But now I'm curious, if you have another crazy test idea for Flins or even other characters, write in the comments. Who knows, maybe the next Belanana Lab experiment will be yours. Until then, see you next time.